Welcome back, everyone, to our playthrough of the career mode here in NASCAR Heat 2. So the round of 8 is off and running. Race 1 at Kansas, and we take the victory way too easy. That was definitely not what I had planned and definitely not what I wanted. I wanted us to have a shot at a top 10, maybe a top 5, and a victory if everything went well, but definitely did not plan on us getting to the lead at basically halfway through the race. So it took us only 12 or 13 laps or so to pass all 40 cars in the field. So that's not what we want. That's why we started this science project to begin with and started altering the setup to take speed out of it. So just to let you know just how bad the AI are at some of these tracks and how slow they are, if we can pass them that quickly with that setup. But now it's time to move on. So we're guaranteed a spot in the Final Four. We will be racing for a championship at Homestead. So that's the goal. Ultimately, from the beginning of the season on, that's been the end goal. We want a shot at the championship. Whether or not we can win the championship remains to be seen, but now we know we're at least going to have a shot. Now we head on to Texas. Now, Texas is another 1.5-mile track that is very wide, a lot of room to race. It's tricky in turns 1 and 2 now with the adjustments they've made to the track. But 3 and 4 are basically wide open. Turns 1 and 2 can be wide open, but will not be wide open for us in this setup. So I plan on making a change or two. We'll see what kind of speed we have in the car. I'm really interested in what the other playoff drivers are going to do to try to solidify their spot at Homestead. And let's take a quick look, before we head to the track, let's take a quick look at the standings. So the top 4 right now remain unchanged. It's still all the junior motorsports drivers, but Justin Allgaier has only a 2-point lead over Blake Cook. Blake Cook had a great finish at our last race at Kansas, and then Eric Jones only a 5-point cushion over him. Ty Dillon and Daniel Hemrick basically are in a must-win position. Either that or they need a Talladega-type wreck in order to advance on to Homestead. So things are looking good overall for Elliott Sadler and William Byron as far as a point cushion. Not guaranteed by any means, but given that they generally finish pretty high up in the order anyway, they're looking good. Justin Allgaier, however, is not looking so good. He's going to have to sweat it out. So now, with that in mind, let's head to Texas. All right, before we get this race started, let's take a quick look at the setup itself. And you notice that it looks very familiar to what we've been using. A couple of things that I did change. One is instead of 100 pounds of rear spring split, we are down to 50. And then also the track bar is down from 9 inches to 8 inches. So those two things combined should take definitely a lot of speed out of the car. We'll have to see how we do. But I definitely don't think we're going to have the speed to get to the front based on these changes. But that's why we're here. That's why we race. We're going to find out. All right, green flag here at Texas. And the race is underway. Wow, already off the gas there. All right, I kind of want to get to that high side, but at the same time, I don't really want to do it and make it 3 wide. If we're going to be 3 wide, I kind of want to be on the bottom. But being 3 wide on the front stretch with the AI is not fun. I'm going to make up as many spots as I can, but boy, it is not fun to be 3 wide with these guys on the front stretch. All right, completely out of the gas going into turn 1. Wow, these guys are really slow right now. As you would expect at the back of the field. Again, backing off way early from the corner. Shouldn't have to back off much at all for turn 3 and 4. Again, lifting way early. You can see I was still keeping pace, if not running faster than the guys in front of me. All right, so right now I'm just looking for room at the bottom like this. I love that little twitch these guys get whenever they realize you're at their inside. Ouch! Oh, I did not need that. Ooh, you can tell right there, really tight off the corner. Let's see if they're going to give us an opportunity to get down here. Ha ha ha! Try to block us, will you? Through the grass a little bit there. All right, there's Daniel Hemrick to our outside. Not having the kind of run he needs. Ooh, watch out. All right, let's see if we can get clear of some of these guys now that we're in the top 20. Get things spread out a little bit. Oh, wow. Clean racetrack. Whatever will we do? So we're lap 6 of 26, and we're inside the top half of the field already. That's a good sign. Ooh, big run on Rhodes. Big run on Sadler. Even though we are really tight coming off of turn 2, we're still gaining on these guys in the top 15. All right, they're giving me the bottom through 3 and 4. I'm not sure why. All right, lift off a little early. Yeah, I knew that they were too wide in front of us. Didn't particularly want to take it 3 wide. There's Ty Dillon. So you can easily tell we're getting great runs off the corners on these guys. Ouch. I guess that's one way to try to slow us down. I think he said we were clear high, but I don't really remember. All right, so now we've made it to the top 10. Took us 9 laps to do so. Ooh, Jeremy Clements, watch out. Is he going to give us room? Yes, he is, after I forced him to. JJ Reddick, I haven't heard from him in a while. See if we can make some more passes. This is when the racing gets fun, when it gets spread out. Everybody can find a groove, find their rhythm. And then that's when you find out what kind of speed you've got. But you got to get away from all the other cars. Everything calms down just a little bit. Of course, that's not necessarily the case here because it's only a 26-lap race, but generally, this would be the time of the race, 11 laps in. Everybody's tires are up to temperature. You sort of got what you got as far as handling. And everybody is starting to let their crew chiefs know that this is what they've got, since they've got an opportunity to run at least a little bit of clear track. At the very least, you're racing with 1 or 2 guys instead of 6 or 8 guys when it's all wadded up at the beginning of the race. All right, so now we're up to 7th, and we are basically halfway. All right, now let's see what we've got for the guys in front of us. Now, at some point, we're probably going to get into lap traffic. we got three guys that are trying to run three wide in front of us. That may not work out too well. And one of those is our teammate, and I definitely know he doesn't need to be three wide, because that could be deadly to the points if he has a wreck. Let's see, is that the, yes, that is the 16 car. That is Ryan Reed in front of us. This is a great run for him. Going to give me any room? No. Okay. Perfectly fine. All right, he won't have any choice now. All right, so this will be for a top 5 spot. All right, Byron is in great shape. He's running in the top 5. So as far as points go, he's not looking at a victory right now, but 4th place is hard to beat for points. And I don't remember seeing Elliott Sadler. Have I seen Elliott Sadler? We've passed so many cars at this point, I can't remember. We know Cole Custer is not in the playoffs anymore. Or excuse me, he didn't make it at all because he didn't get that victory. But still having some great runs nonetheless. All right, 10 laps to go. Let's see if we can get position on Custer. Yep, just barely. I don't know if we can keep it though. All right, Cole Custer putting up a very nice fight here. I like it. Good exit to turn 2. We should be able to put him in our rear view mirror. There we go. So now we're up to 3rd. Now I'm very interested to see who is running 1st and 2nd. And yes, I know I could just open up the leaderboard and find out immediately, but I prefer to find out this way, by just trying to run them down on the track, or at least get close enough to them where I can see them. That looks like Allgaier directly in front of us, and I have absolutely no idea who is in front of him. Could be a lap car for all I know. All right, and we appear to be running down Allgaier. Let's see, we've got 7 laps to go. Aside from being extremely tight, the car is perfectly fine. Again, it's stable, which is what you would expect from a tight race car. You can see I can run 3 and 4 fairly close to wide open, considering with all that banking, it is hard to scrub off speed in turn 3 and 4. Because this setup we're using is a far cry from the setup I would want to use at this track. But we're still able to do a lot of good in turn 3 and 4 against the AI. And you can see we're definitely reeling in. I'm pretty sure that's going to be the 7 car. All right, 5 more laps. And I can definitely manage turn 1 and 2. Just have to use a little bit of throttle to get the car where I want it. Oh yeah, we're killing them in 3 and 4. And okay, I'm going to guess that's the leader, whoever that is, up in front of Allgaier. See Allgaier moving up the track a little bit there. All right, doesn't look like we're going to have a chance to run down the leader, but I do think we're going to be right there with Allgaier. We just have to see if we can get by him. Because even though we're faster, he's close enough to the speed we're running that he can make it very difficult for us to get by. All right, that one extra little lift mid-corner is basically just so I can get the car turned exactly where I want it, and I don't have to worry about it getting too terribly tight off the corner. All right, great run through here. Let's see if he's going to give us the bottom through here. I think he is. Yes, he is. But again, he can make it very difficult for us because he's running pretty quick. All right, he's right to our outside now. He should have a great run coming off the corner. And there he comes. All right, that was a great entry to turn 3 for us, and you can see we're going to leave him behind with that. All right, final lap. Uh-oh, is that the leader right in front of us that is in lap traffic? Oh, if we get close enough, we may have a shot at this. All right, let's drive this thing in here. Oh, don't lift much. Oh, couldn't quite get there. But we come home second. All right, now I'm dying to know who won, because I never could get a clear view at who that was leading, assuming that was the leader in front of us. All right, let's go ahead and move through the screens and see exactly who that was. Brandon Jones, wow. A non-playoff driver comes home with the victory. So now let's see what that does for the point standings. All right, here we go. So Elliott Sadler, William Byron, and Justin Allgaier. Again, just as it was before with the Junior Motorsports cars in the top 4. But now Blake Cook, not as good of a run as he needed. He is now 11 points out. Eric Jones, 12 points out. Now, Eric Jones is more of a shock to me than Blake Cook. Blake Cook, this past season, the year before last, they ran really well, made it to the playoffs and all that. But this last season, they didn't do quite as well. But Eric Jones, you would expect that 20 car to be running up front with a chance at top 5s and wins every week. So the 33 car shocks everyone with a great victory at Texas. Now, we're down to, for all intents and purposes, everybody from 5th to 8th realistically needs to go to Phoenix thinking they have to win. To pick up 11 points on Justin Allgaier or nearly 20 points on William Byron is going to be hard to do. Again, aside from some sort of wreck. So they essentially have to go with the intent of winning. Now, Eric Jones is perfectly capable of doing that, for sure. And we know Ty Dillon can do it. He's done it already in the playoffs. So this thing is definitely not over. All right, let's head back to the main menu. Oh, we have momentum. All right, really didn't want momentum. That messes us up with our science project. All right, so we gained some more fans. We're now up over 868,000 fans. All right. We need to keep working until we have that many subscribers. Wouldn't that be nice? So now it comes down to this. It comes down to Phoenix. If you want to make it to the Final Four, if you want to make it to Homestead with a shot for the championship, you got to get it done at Phoenix. And as we just talked about, everybody from 5th through 8th essentially has to head to Phoenix with that attitude. We got to win, because if they don't, then they're going to need a lot of help from the guys in the top 4 in order to get that done. But of course, that will be in our next video. For now, thank you very much for joining me, and stay tuned for more NASCAR Heat 2.